Alright guys, today's video is about Ayleks, or at least that's how I pronounce it. If you're not familiar with Ayleks, she's best known as Trippie Redd's ex-girlfriend. She's a struggling SoundCloud artist in her own right. And she's also known as that girl whose face kind of looks like the Declaration of Independence. Now, I've actually been around this girl a whole bunch of times back when she was dating Trippie Redd. And I'm not sure that in my time around her, I've ever actually heard her speak, which includes, keep in mind, an interview in which she had a microphone in front of her face for over an hour. I mean, to be totally honest with you, up until this week, I didn't know absolutely anything about Ayleks. I've always thought of her popularity as being kind of like a SoundCloud rapper thing, minus the music, although she does actually make music. She's got her hair dyed, and she's got all these crazy face tattoos, and she does wacky shit on the internet, and she's got 1 million plus followers for whatever reason, because people just seem interested in her. Well, anyway, ever since Trippie and her broke up, she's been out here in these streets trying to get some clout, trying to find a way to make something happen. Highlights include filming a skit with 6ix9ine in bed at the height of his beef with Trippie Redd. Just to be clear, she claims that this was a skit. He claims that he fucked the shit out of her. And apparently any kind of tension between her and Trippie is now water under the bridge, because she still pops up on his social media from time to time. And over the last year, we've seen her take some shots trying to make her music career pop off. Like, for instance, this video, No Fucks, that premiered on World Star. Honestly, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not good. It's pretty much like generic sing-songy emo rap that failed to make any kind of impression on me up until the moment that she said that she was taking a trip to the Bahamas in her pajamas, which I found kind of offensive, because everyone, and I mean everyone, knows that pajamas rhymes with bananas, not Bahamas. And in my research for this video, just for the record, she actually went on DJ Small Eyes back in May of 2019. And let me just say, it's a really illuminating conversation.
I got the one right here is a cloud. It's kind of like also part of my logo, aside from my Ayleks logo. It means like everywhere I go, it's like, I feel like there's like a cloud on only me.
Wow, okay. She also offers up some really good career advice for anybody in the fast food field. Like,
I feel like if I have to work a job and they're like, oh, you have to do this, you have to change your hair. No, bitch, I'm not doing that shit. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, you should be honored I'm working for you.
Okay, and so I promise I'm getting to the OnlyFans, but you have to also understand that a few weeks ago, she actually went viral because she gave some top on Instagram Live. Or at least that's what we assume she was doing. You never actually get to see the dick, but it certainly sounds like she is slopping up someone or something. And we actually discussed this whole dick-sucking stunt on the podcast and got like 500,000 views. So I know that people are actually interested in what's going on with Ayleks. Note the fact that Ayleks dropped an old-ass song featuring Trippie Redd and Yachty immediately after this, and it was clearly not cleared by the labels. Which brings us to her most recent stunt, the OnlyFans. Ayleks once again managed to go viral last week when she announced that she was coming out with her very own OnlyFans. I naturally thought, oh, I should buy it and make a video reviewing it. So I head on over to her OnlyFans, and I gotta admit, I was pretty curious because I've been around Ayleks a whole bunch of times and I never really saw her as the type of person that was sexual enough that they were gonna have an OnlyFans. Now, obviously, there would have been no reason for me to have really thought about her in any kind of sexual capacity, but let's be real, I mean, she's kind of like awkward. That's sort of her whole vibe with the weird contacts and everything, is that she just doesn't really seem like the type of person that would be comfortable enough to get naked in front of the camera. But so when I sent myself on over to OnlyFans.com, I actually came to a weird realization, which is that even though I live in a pretty nice house that is largely paid for by OnlyFans money, this was actually my first time on the website. Subtle plug, my girlfriend is one of the top OnlyFans girls, and I've had about 8,000 fucking conversations about the platform, but I've never actually headed on over to the website and logged in. I figured I was gonna be spending probably like $5, $10, you know, I figured that was worth it to make this video for science. And then I see the price, $50. Now, I'm no expert, and by no means am I the last word on this topic, but I am friends with a lot of girls who make a lot of money on this platform, and one thing that they all say is that you make more money if you charge less. In other words, let's say that there's a girl out there who's got 1,000 followers and she's charging them $30 a month, so she's making $30,000 before the fees that OnlyFans takes. And what I've heard a lot of is that if you drop your price from $30 to $10, that on average you're gonna get way more than 3 times the signups, and then once you're actually in the OnlyFans ecosystem, then you can actually upcharge people. So if you do some premium content, you can actually charge them an extra amount on top of that sort of low entry base rate. Now, by no means am I trying to tell her how she should run her business, but I was a little bit surprised, and to be honest, it did make me even a little bit more curious, like what exactly does she have on this OnlyFans that she's charging so much for? Now, honestly, I'm doing just fine money-wise, but the idea of spending 10 times what my girlfriend charges for her OnlyFans to look at this other girl's OnlyFans, it just didn't really sit right with me. But after a few days of thinking about it, I finally came to the conclusion that I had to do this because I really wanted to make this video, so I shelled out the 50 bucks. Now, one thing you'll notice when you go to OnlyFans for the first time is that you really can't see anything unless you pay. So it's kind of a depressing website. It's not like there's usually like sample pictures that you can get your hands on. Most of that stuff's going to be on Twitter or Instagram. If you want to actually see anything on OnlyFans for the most part, you got to pay. And there's a number up top that actually says how many sets or pieces of content are going to be on here. So you sort of know how much content you're going to be getting before you dive in. So what's my actual rating of the OnlyFans? Well, whatever my rating of this is, it's not going to be high because there's not a whole lot of nudity going on here. It's not like you just get access to some insane amount of content of Ayleks. The same way she's teasing you on social media, she's still completely teasing you on the OnlyFans. And for me, as a fan, as a person who like theoretically could have ended up jerking off to this, I want more. I want something solid. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be sharing any of the images on here, but it kind of says a lot that I could share a fair amount of these images because a lot of this stuff is not really that explicit. And so one thing that Ayleks is clearly trying to do on here is that she just gets other chicks to make videos with her, and I'm not sure if they're strippers or just friends of hers or whatever. And to be totally honest, these girls are really attractive, but she's sort of like rubbing up on the girl, but you don't really see that much of Ayleks. Yeah, and then like the second set of content that's on here, again, it's this other girl, and she's shaking her ass in front of the camera, and it's clearly Ayleks filming it, and she's sort of smacking the girl's ass and everything, but again, you don't really see a whole lot of Ayleks. I mean, and then continuing on, it's just more of the same stuff. Her sort of gyrating around in front of the camera, showing off this big ass snake that she has tattooed on her back. I guess this photo set right here might be the one that's actually the most revealing because you get to see like half of a nipple, and then she's also like licking some jizz off her finger, and then there's a shot with just like jizz on her butt. I mean, I'm assuming it's jizz. Shout out to whoever supplied the jizz. And then her most recent set is her and this other girl shaking their asses in the shower, and Ayleks has a big ass water squirt emoji over her vagina, like pinned to her vagina, so that you really don't even get that good a look at it. And even if there wasn't that emoji over it, you still wouldn't be getting that good a look at it. Now, admittedly, whoever this other girl is in this video, she's very attractive, and she's fully naked. You get to actually see her boobs and whatnot, but again, this was $50, and this is the internet. Like, if I'm paying for OnlyFans, I feel like I need to be actually getting some premium content. So at this point, I'm looking at this like, this is really not worth $50 by any stretch of the imagination, right? Ugh, and the really distasteful thing is that the caption on this one, we had some wet ass fun last night. Go stream my track Bands. This is the one that I was telling you about with Trippie and Yachty. When I paid for this OnlyFans, somehow I thought that this was going to be one place in my life that would be a safe space from me getting bombarded with SoundCloud links. So that's nice. One thing that I noticed as soon as I logged into OnlyFans is that I actually had a DM waiting for me from Aylek. So I went on over to that, took a look, and it was a picture of her in the shower holding her butt, waiting for me. Now, again, not terribly explicit, to be totally honest. I probably could show you this on YouTube. It doesn't seem like good form to be sharing stuff from people's OnlyFans, but again, not that explicit. But along with this photo, there was a message that said, "You're okay." And again, this is just, I thought this was going to be a safe place where I wasn't going to get yurred at. I don't want to get yurred at while I'm potentially thinking about jerking off. I mean, I'm not jerking off, but if I was, I would not want to read the words "yur." Welcome to my official OnlyFans. Heart eyes emoji, water squirt emoji. Let's turn TF up, $ with wings emoji, thundercloud emoji, thundercloud emoji. To which I responded, "Man, you better step it up." And then today, when I logged back into my OnlyFans for the second time, I actually had another message waiting for me from Ayleks. "Want to see me shoving a fat toy up my girlfriend's P word and her fingering my fat P word? I want her to put her tongue in my she." Okay, so anyway, I know how this works. This is a bot that automatically messages people and tries to upsell them on premium content. This video is $200 and it's 1 minute and 40 seconds. needless to say, I will not be paying $200 for this video. I have standards, and I really just doubt that there's anything particularly explicit. I mean, she is saying that this other girl is fingering her in this video, but I mean, again, $200, this doesn't make sense to me. This is not how this website is supposed to work. This feels like a lick, to be totally honest. And respect to her, because to a certain extent, this is how the platform is used. Because, you know, if I were to compare a girl with an OnlyFans to like a drug dealer, I mean, what would I think of a guy who's just sort of out there selling fake crack, you know, selling soap, fooling people? What do I think of that? I mean, I don't respect it that much, but it is a hustle. It is a hustle. It's a way to get money. In the short run, you're gonna fuck up your image in the long run, but in the short run, go sell some soap, you know, make your money. With Ayleks, you know, this feels like a jug. She gets you to pay the $50. She tries to upsell you on the $200, but you never really actually get to see any of the stuff that you actually want. And the unfortunate thing for her is that OnlyFans is currently experiencing a surge in new signups. So, I mean, this thing, it's got to be competitive as hell. Okay, here I am in the office. I was actually recording this at my house earlier, and the first 10 minutes of audio were good, and then the last 4 minutes of audio were totally screwed up. So, actually, we have an update. Ayleks posted this, which makes it clear that she's apparently doing very, very well on the platform. So apparently, even though I was sort of let down, there are people who are enjoying her content. And also, I mean, an OnlyFans is not like putting an album out where it's supposed to be this one statement about who you are. Your OnlyFans is a constantly evolving, morphing piece of content that you could really do whatever you want on. So just because I was let down by the Ayleks OnlyFans right now doesn't mean that it's not going to get a lot better in the near future. Now, word is out that there's a lot more celebrities who are getting in on the OnlyFans thing. I noticed today that Safari signed up, so that might be my next video. Let me know if you guys want me to check out Safari's OnlyFans. I know Selena Powell has one now as well. If there's any other celebrities or anybody that you think you might want me to investigate their OnlyFans and pay for it so you can kind of know what you're getting into, drop those down below. And if you paid for Ayleks' OnlyFans, you want to let me know what you think of it, that would be good too. Appreciate y'all. Drop a comment, like, comment, subscribe. Twitch.tv/Adam22 if you want to watch me play poker live. Appreciate y'all.